itchy.
All right, started.
What? All right, so we're gonna do the rest of the things, or one of the things that we wanted to finish up with the chicken that we did the other day. Remember, we barbecued the chicken. I had 2 chickens. Here's all the chicken. One got barbecued. I threw the other one in the oven. If you want to throw chicken in the oven for picking, for enchiladas, chicken salads, or like whatever, you can use pastas, stir fry with whatever. You can do it in the oven. Just season the living Jesus out of the outside. Throw it in a really hot oven, like as hot as your oven will get. If you get to 500, throw it in there. Give it 20 minutes until it starts to brown. Turn it down to like 250. Wait an hour, pull it out, let it cool, and then you can pull all the stuff off, and you get to eat all the skin, which is the basically the best part of the chicken. All right, so what we're gonna do is we have this going, which is the tomatillo salsa that we made the other day with some chicken stock, which we made out of the chicken bones. So you chicken, how that works out. And that's just gonna reduce a little bit so that we can use that as the sauce for the enchiladas. The other things that we're going to use will go along as we go through them, crossing bridges when they come down. Some red onion. This is half a red onion that I just diced up. 3 cloves of garlic. All right, so we get a pan hot. Olive oil. I cook everything in olive oil. To me, it's the best oil. It's really healthy. It's tasty. And these crazy people that are like, oh, it's got such a low burn point. Yeah, whatever, fuck off. Okay, so our onions, try and get your pan to where the oil starts to collect in the middle. Just get your onions in there. Hey, guess what? We're gonna put salt in that. There you go. That can live in the sink with this friend. And then once that gets going, we'll throw in the garlic. Garlic should go in pretty much everything. Everything should start with garlic and onions because they're delicious and they bring out a round, happy amalgamation of flavor in everything that they're in. Okay, we're gonna get this going, and then we're gonna take the salsa borracho that we made the other day, and we're gonna toss that in there. Just 1 spoon because this stuff is super strong. It's really earthy. You have the ancho chilies and the chili arbol, which brings us to something that we can actually talk about. So often I hear people say the words chili pepper. Chilies are chilies and peppers are peppers. Get that shit straight. Okay, cool. Look it up if you don't believe me. So we're just going to let this brown, and this can just sit right on top. Don't have to do anything with that. You just want it in there getting goopy. And we're going to add chicken stock to that as well. What's going to happen is all of this is going to get all softened, or sweat it till it's translucent, if you want to use the technical term. And then you don't even have to deglaze, you don't have to do anything. Get your salsa in there till it's one, and then I keep the fat in the chicken stock. Don't need much because you're just trying to get one consistent, fairly reduced liquid that you can put your chicken in. Bring your chicken up to temperature, and that will go inside the tortillas. We'll wrap those up in a second, okay? Cool. All right, so we're gonna take our tortillas. Now, this is like some mystery of enchilada making, but clearly if you have a dry tortilla, which I saved one, they don't roll. Try to roll a dry tortilla, they just break. Okay, so throw that away. Just take a pan of oil, and I like olive oil again, and stick them in there, put 2 of them in, flip them over, take them out and put them on a plate with a paper towel. Then they're gonna roll and actually get crunchy when you bake them, or crunchier. All right, so then we've got our chicken all cooked over here with the salsa borracho and the onions and the garlic and salt. I just tasted the chicken. You should always taste something before you're gonna put it in something. All right, so then you want a little blob of chicken. And you want these to be kind of filled up and over to the edge. Do 2 at a time. Bloop, donk, boink. All right. Put that right in there. And then a little bit of the cheese This is Jack and Colby. Yes, I know Colby is a Jack, but it is different. It has a different texture. I like the way it melts inside things here. And the rest of this is gonna go on the top. So, and you want these like to the back so that you can grab the lip of the tortilla, use your middle fingers, stick it in, flip it over, then tuck everybody, bonk, like that. And then you stick them in the pan with the seam side down. So the side that you just folded under, put it down so they don't spring up again. Okay, we'll do another one. Throw this spare cheese on there. There we go. Stick, shrink, bonk. Now if you're a Mexican grandma, you can do that in less than a nanosecond. We'll do a couple more. Dink. All right, chicken. Okay, that pan's still hot. And the reason this is going to be fun is because you've got this really earthy, gritty, low band, bottom, guttural sauce that we made, that borracho. Even though it's got tequila in it, it's really those roasted chilies, and then you throw them in the oven. You get this very earthy texture to it and a middle palate kind of awakening. Then the tomatillo salsa, super fresh and bright. I like extremes and the contrast of the two, juxtaposing things that probably shouldn't go together. It's kind of fun sometimes. All right, so there we go. Roll, stick, boing. Live in there. There we go. Now there are going to be people that tell you should put sauce on the bottom of the pan before you put your enchiladas in there. I don't see the point in that. Especially if you have one of these cool little Pyrex baking dishes. They don't stick. And this thing's going to be swimming in sauce anyway. So I like to just stick them down like that and leave the sauce for the top. Chicken. Stick that there. Don't stick that over there. Singing while you cook is useful. Alright. Stick them in the middle of the pan. Alright, that was quick. And then we'll just take this. And you want all of that. It's reduced and happy. Over. Green. Evenly distribute. And if you really want to, you can get a spoon. Make sure that this is all covered. Boink, boink. All right, cool. That can live there. And really, enchiladas are a vehicle for cheese. You can use cotija. Chihuahua works really well because really it's just a skim milk mozzarella anyway. It just has a different name. You want melty, but you also want flavor. That's why I use the Jack and the Colby. I like the way it works out, and I didn't go to a Mexican market to actually get super great Mexican cheese. If you put a Mexican fresh cheese in here, like the cotija or the queso fresco, or sometimes you'll see it called ranchero, put it in the enchilada, but not on the top. You want this melty cheese for the top. 350 in the oven, 15-16 minutes, and then turn the oven up to 500. I'll show you what it looks like when it comes out later. Alright, so these are going to be tasty, happy. Boom, look at that. Crunchy brown on top, all gooey, happy inside. That's what you're shooting for. In my opinion, all food should be crunchy on the outside and usually cold and soft in the middle. Uh-oh, I do not have a thing. Here I go, I put it in the sink. All right, so then you just want to find the thing. I think that's... And portioning these, if you let them sit for a little bit, they're probably easier, but we're just gonna pretend like we don't care. Look at that. All right. This is usually the point where people without taste buds cover their enchiladas in sour cream. Don't do that, please. All right. Throw some cilantro on that. Pretend like that piece of enchilada is not hanging out. Stick it back in there. There you go. Cool. That's dinner. It's easy. It's made out of leftovers. And everybody loves a good enchilada. I promise you, these are tasty. Stay fed and stay the fuck home.